So grades 4, this is the second part of the lesson. So first we learned how to multiply compound units. Now we are going to find out how do we how do we divide compound units. So in this example, I am following this example on page 70 of your textbook. And I am looking at page 70, and this is the example they've given you. And they've asked a question that Jane cut a ribbon of 5 meter and 20 centimeter long into 4 equal pieces to make flowers. What was the length of each piece? So here, just like in multiplication, we can divide our units in separately. For example, I multiplied my kilograms separately and my grams separately. Similarly, in division, I can divide my meters separately and my centimeters separately. So my first step is I am going to divide my meters by 4. So let's go. So here I'm going to divide by 4. So I'm on a different side, and do 5 divided by 4. So when I divide my 5 meters, I'm going to get 4 times 1 gives me 4. And I'm left with 1 meter. And at the top, my quotient is 1 meter. So when I divide my meters to 4, I am left with 1 meter. Now what do I do with this remaining 1 meter? Well, I still have my 20 centimeters to divide. So what I'm going to do is, what does 1 meter, if I had to convert my meter into centimeters, so 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. So I'm going to bring this 1 meter, I'm going to bring my 20 centimeters down here, and I'm going to convert, because I cannot combine meters and centimeters together, I am going to convert this leftover meter into centimeters, which would give me 100 centimeters. So I converted my meter to centimeters, and now look, now I can put both, because both of these are centimeters, right? So I can combine them, and this would become, so I can combine 100 and 120 centimeters. That gives me 120 centimeters. So, and now I can, because they're both similar, now I can divide my centimeters, which has become, they combined together became 120 centimeters. So now I can go ahead and divide my centimeters to 4. So 4 times 3 gives me 12. I subtract, I'm left with nothing. I still need to bring my 0 down. Since I can't do anything with it, I'm left with 0 at the top as well. So when I divide my 120 centimeters to 4 by 4, I get 30 centimeters with no remainder. So what's my final answer? My final answer is 5 meter and 20 centimeters when divided by 4. So Jane, what was the length of Jane's each piece of ribbon? So it was 1 meter and 30 centimeter. Does that make sense? So just like multiplication, when we multiplied our kilograms and grams separately, grades 4, you can do the same with division. So we divided up our meters separate, we divided up our centimeters separate. But before we moved to our centimeters, we had to deal with our remainder. We combined that with our remaining centimeters, and that's how we were able to divide up the rest of our centimeters. Okay, now we're going to do another example.